Hi everyone, this is Timothy. Welcome back to our entity core series. In this session, we will dive into the powerful feature called Fluent API. Fluent API is essential in entity framework core as it provides more expansive and readable way to configure the model. So it implements using method training, and its configuration techniques is not just limited to EF Core. It's used in other libraries like Hibernate, Hibernate, AutoMapper, and ASP.NET Core, and more and many more. So let's just write in explore what Fluent API has to offer. First, what exactly is the Fluent API? It is an application programming interface designed for configuration model in a more fluent and readable way. It is highly versatile and enable us to handle many configurations such as defining relationship, setting up key, and more. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, Fluent API isn't just an entity framework core feature. It's widely adopted in other frameworks too, includes Hibernate, Hibernate, Automapper, and ASP.NET Core, just to fill in them. Okay, a key part of the Fluent API is the concept of the method training. So method training allows us to involve multiple methods in a single statement, improving code readability and reduce repetition. Okay, so let's look at the example here. So we define the relationship between an employee and their manager all in one line. So this makes the code more consistent and easy to follow. So one of the strongest use case for Fluent API is conflict relationship between the entity. So whether it's a one to many or one to many to many, Fluent API handle it easily and effortlessly. So you don't need to put too much effort on it. So for example, config the foreign key is straightforward. So in this example, show how to define the employee ID as a private key using Fluent API. So data annotation compared with Fluent API, you may wonder when should I use Fluent API over data annotation. Here is a quick comparison. So data annotation are great for basic configuration like specific private keys or required field using attribute. So I'll show you an example here. So here you just make the annotation here, key right here, so you easy to configure the basic private key for the required field using the attribute. So Fluent API, on the other hand, is perfect for more advanced configuration that data annotation can handle this, like defining many relationships. So essentially, Fluent API offer far greater flexibility when setting up complex scenery. Oh, so to what up things, let's go over a few key array. Fluent API give you flexibility to configure model, relationship key, and much more. And it's particularly useful when data annotation fell short. So be sure to navigate the methods training to simplify your code and make it more readable. So we go back to the code catalog. So now we look at this piece of code here. This piece of code, okay. Piece of code here, we configure many-to-many relationship. If you look at this code, we first making we are using this object method builder. Then we are calling entity. This return an object that can be used to configure a given entity type in the model. Okay. Then we are calling has one method and we passing this employee. So this has methods again return an object. On that object we are calling with many method, and again we have passing this parameter again. We are calling this as a foreign key method, and we passing this employee ID to the config the foreign key. So here, so if you notice, we are training the method call together, and we are making these separate call to config this in a single statement. Okay. So we are configuring this how method training is done, and is called with Entity Framework Core. We use Fluent API variety level, including we can use this to create and configure model while configuring entity type. We can even configure private key, foreign key, and other key with this. So you can configure relationship index and many more stuff here. So this is important thing to look. We can use data annotation to configure some model. Sometimes it is not possible to configure one step with a data annotation. That time we will have use a Fluent API. However, when the Fluent API almost do everything that data annotation can do, look at this employee entity. We are using data annotation and to specify that employee ID is a private key instead of specify the data so we can achieve this same thing even using the Fluent API. Let's open the FDB context here. Okay. We have on the model create method to use Fluent API. We have to override the model create method. Now we will do to see how we can configure the private key this way. So here is using the model builder, we have a specific entity, and we are using this as a key method, and we passing the employee ID. This will set the employee ID as the private key on this employee entities. Another example would be we want to make is first time mandatory for we can use required attribute from the database. Okay, so employee go back to here, right? So this is mandatory field. So when you type the annotation here, because I already make command, you type this something like this, you will enable the annotation. So I'll just comment it because I already do it in the Fluent API. Okay, so you can actually you can achieve something with the Fluent API as well. Again, come back to the apps context, FDB context here. You can see this short left of code. So we making is a required, so can achieve the same thing with the data annotation, or we can make use of Fluent API. There will be cases where data annotation will not able to config. So once such as example is a many-to-many relationship with the data annotation, we cannot configure this join the table. That at that time we will have a go for the Fluent API to config the many-to-many. Okay. So I hope this session has helpful you understand the basic of the Fluent API in Entity Framework Core. Don't forget here a lot of to learn. So stay at home for upcoming video where we will continue driving deeper into this concept. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.